Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to my Let's Play of The Legend of Zelda for the NES. This is part 8, where we will be tackling the 7th dungeon. Something I haven't shown yet is, what does the flute do for you outside of kill the boss in Dungeon 5? Well, if you play the flute, a little tornado will appear and it will take you to the most recent dungeon you beat. Then, since the last dungeon I beat was the Dungeon 1, after, now it's going to show me Dungeon 2. And this is simply going in order because the order I've been in. I've been playing it in order, and it makes my flute life a lot easier. Otherwise it just randomly goes to the order you've been in. Alright, oh no, shoot. Let's get that heart, shall we? And why don't we go visit the fairy? So one big thing I'm going to mention here is do not even bother entering the 7th dungeon without an item we haven't even seen yet in the game, in the words of actually using it. And that is the bait. It's not a weapon. What it does is it draws the enemy towards the bait so that they'll eat it. I don't really use it in the game, and I don't even think I'll use it in this playthrough. However, it is needed to beat the 7th dungeon, as there is a puzzle that requires you to have it. See, never stops. Stopwatch always comes after you don't need it anymore. It never fails. Alrighty, why don't we go get that bait, because, as you know, I don't have one yet. Bait is $100. Why don't we visit the shop? We haven't seen it since we bought the blue ring. As you can see, he's got really cheap bait at $60. Got blue potion. This is probably the easiest dungeon of them all, so we can also fix that blue potion into a red potion. Because we went to the more quote-unquote expensive shop, which sells it at a cheaper price. We can go and get fully prepared. So, like I said at the end of the last episode, there are secrets where fairies don't lie. It's actually more important than you would think. So why don't we go look and see if we can't find a fairy fountain with no fairy in it. I've shown you most of the fairy. I think I've shown you all the fairy fountains that do have fairies in it. It's time you see one that doesn't. Let's go this way. And this way. Up this way. Here's an empty fairy fountain. So a lot of people call this a guide game because of this right here. You can try bombing all the walls and all that. Oddly enough, what you have to do is play the recorder. Or the flute, depending on, again, if you want to go actually with what this would be called in the medieval period. And welcome to Dungeon 7. Alrighty. What can we in here? I would probably consider this to be probably the easiest dungeon, next to maybe Dungeon 2. The difficulty in this game is very wonky. There is a secret in this dungeon, so I will show you where the secret is when we get to it. And much like the last one, the item of this dungeon is completely missable. No side effect whatsoever. And we'll go that way later. There is no side effect of missing that particular. Come on, there we go. Sorry. D-pads and I don't exactly get along sometimes. But remember, we were fighting these guys in the second dungeon. And that was in a room where the eyes were shooting us. So, I mean, not only did they give us the something that was from Dungeon 2, there are secrets in tips of the nose. The tip of the nose. We'll have to figure out what he means in a little bit. I mean, like I said, here's the boss from the 5th dungeon. This is why you needed the recorder to come in here. I mean... Alright, and off we go. We haven't even seen these guys since Dungeon 1. Can't believe I actually took a hit from them. There we go. Took 2 hits from them, wow. I mean, those are Dungeon 1 enemies. Oh wait, I already went this way. Sorry. Alrighty, back into this room, which I skipped over for a moment. There we go. Now we're finally getting into Dungeon 2 difficulty here, people. Oh yeah, they really racked up the difficulty for Dungeon 7. Okay. You haven't guessed? Bombing a wall is going to be the secret. Getting out of that loop. Pretty much whenever you're stuck, bomb a wall. There's bound to be one wall that will actually give way. And we continue fighting our Dungeon 2 and bosses. Did you know I didn't actually upgrade back my shield? That's because I don't believe we'll be fighting any Wizrobes in this dungeon. I don't recall there being any Wizrobes in this dungeon, so there really is just no reason whatsoever to actually upgrade your shield for this. Another fine example of just how unbelievably unbalanced this is. And I don't remember 8 being that tricky of a dungeon either. No, can't go any further that way. Let's go this way. No, I don't like showing secrets until I've fought Dodongos enough time for you guys. You guys know how that works. Down we go again. Oh, now we got ropes. Really pulling out the difficulty now. What will I do against a rope? That I could make. What we got? I bet you'd like to have more bombs. I don't recall. Alright. We already gone up? Nope. Let's go up then. Let's try heading up. Again. Back to the sub-boss of Dungeon 5 again. Yeah, this game really likes this boss. You're gonna find out later on that we actually will be fighting the bosses, pretty much all of the bosses, at least one more time. not 100% certain. There we go. And I think this is going to be it. Yes, it is. Grumble, grumble. He's hungry, so what do? We give him the bait. He eats the bait, and he goes away. We cannot beat the dungeon without doing that, so... Put the candle away for no good reason. That wasn't just me buying it to show you off that room. You cannot beat this dungeon without that. I'm not going to get that ruby because they keep knocking me. There we go. Yep, like I said, not going to get that ruby. So as you can see, now we can see what they mean by there are secrets in the tip of the nose. We are basically in a giant face. I don't know why Nintendo likes doing faces, but they do. So as you can see, we have already finished through a decent number of them. So why don't we go get that last one up here now? Like I said, we do have a secret that I want to show. There is a secret room in this particular dungeon, and I will show it in a minute. Actually, why don't I show the bombing right now before those bombs go away? There we go. Alrighty, as you can see, that's where the secret room is hidden. A lot of money in this dungeon. Alrighty, what do we got? We got a money room! And just so you know, yes, you can get into it from this direction as well. So you can skip a room if you wish. And head this way. Oh, slow-mo. Sprite slowdown. Yes. Originally Nintendo was very bad at that. Alrighty then. For some reason I seem to have forgotten. Oh yeah, no, it's this room here. There we go. Alright, sorry about that. Was one room off. I do not consider this a secret room because, well, you kinda have to go here, so I'm not gonna consider this a secret. I don't really consider this a secret. The reason they're doing this is they do want you to get used to the notion that there may be rooms that are hidden that are necessary. There we go. And meet the item of the dungeon. The red candle. Alrighty people, the red candle. I'm gonna just tell you this right now, it's the most useless item in the game. You will get a better version of it in the next Temple even, because there's really just no reason why you would use this. By this point, you've already used the blue candle to unlock any secrets. So what is the reason this item exists? Infinite number of flames per screen, and that's it. So you're gonna wonder, ooh, does this mean super powerful candle? Does more damage? Nope. All it means is I can light more than one fire. I can light an infinite number of fires, actually. Per room. Without going out and back in. Yep, that's it. So exciting, isn't it? Well, I know. Thrill a minute. Alright, over this way. Rebomb this wall. That gets you out. And brings you here. D-pad. Not a huge fan of D-pads sometimes. One on the Wii does the trick, but it's just not that particularly good. I'm just not particularly happy with it sometimes. Welcome back to the sub-boss of Dungeon 2, Quake and Fear. There we go. We're trying to figure out where are we trying to get to? We are trying to get to the tip of the nose, remember? For those of you who don't remember, we are trying to get to the tip of the nose. Why? Because the old man told us to. Oh, I can't. There we go. As I've already stated, I'm not that great when it's super fast moving enemies like this. There we go. Oh, come on now. Up we go. Here we actually have to beat the Dodongos, right? No. Let's bomb our way out. We need to get to the tip. So here we are. Must be pushed from the other side. Haven't seen these guys since Dungeon 1. Oh, shoot, now I'm in trouble. Not push them until you must have to defeat the wall masters first. It's an interesting choice. I wonder why they did that. Just so you know, there are 5 of them. Alright. Wall masters are dead. Now you can push that. And thus allowing you down here. To which will warp you right there. So this is the reason why you can never figure out how to get into that room earlier. Because that's the room that's because you could bypass a large portion of the level if you could just bomb your way through it. So the game designers stopped you from being able to. Alrighty, so now that we're here, we can bomb this wall. Through we go. And welcome to the boss. So what terrifyingly difficult boss could it be? Why, it's the boss from level 1. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the final boss of the 7th dungeon is the boss of the 1st dungeon. Because everybody feared him then, and I missed him. So, we must quake in our boots now. Alrighty, I'll come back and show you the missing room again. I can't believe I forgot it. Sorry about that. I don't know what's with me in the later dungeons forgetting a room. Alrighty. we go. We get our full health restored. And we've beaten Dungeon 7. 2 more to go. Just Dungeon 8 and we have our full health. And the full Triforce of Wisdom. So, next. Let me go show you that one room I missed. To it. There we go. I knew there was a secret in this room. And here we are to fight the sub-boss of Dungeon 2 again. Yeah, I'm not sure why they had an obsession with the sub-boss of Dungeon 2 in this particular dungeon, but again, like I said, all these callbacks to early dungeons. And it gives you a key. Alrighty, and with the sub-boss felled, I will see you guys all for Part 9 when we take on the 8th dungeon of the game. Alrighty. Until next time, bye.